Hey everybody, Matthew Olmican here, coming to you live for the Hornets Nest, but with my friends here at On Focus. Neil is operating the laptop. Neil, I would tell you give a wave, but they don't even see you anyway. Sitting alongside here with my brother Wade, but he is doing some IT work right now. So if you guessed it, in the lower left-hand corner, there is a message where we have a 30-minute weather delay. We did have a lightning strike just recent, so you got to count down 30 minutes and wait to see if you see another one. It is soggy conditions, but not muddy. That grass is at a high clipping, which some people would say, like, ugh, you should have mowed this down a little bit tighter. This looks unkempt. But what that does is it creates a great vector to keep the field from getting slimy and too slippery. So you got equal footing for not just your home team, but the visitor squad. So you got less tipping over, less ankles getting twisted. So there's a science behind it. Maybe that was a little bit too much for lawn stuff that you really wanted to know. Neil is like drifting off to sleep. He's like, good thing nobody's listening to this. Hey, how do we know if anybody's actually listening to this right now? There's 4 viewers? That's awesome. Well, welcome 4 viewers. Coming to you live from Colby, Wisconsin. Our storm system is, I would say, 2/3 through the quadrant. I'm looking off to the west. It looks just dynamic, beautiful. It looks like a Bob Ross painting. Happy clouds with a sunset that's just trying to go. So it looks like we're going to have some great weather that's going to open up here. So just a quick story. We had a kickoff that was originally set to be at 7 p.m. and then they decided at 1:30 that a huge storm cell was predicted to roll through here and Spencer. And that would be a little bit dangerous for not just spectators, but for the football players to not only finish the game, but also to travel home. So they said, hey, let's start this thing an hour early. So they moved it to 6 p.m. It was a great undertaking, lots of phone calls, everybody got here. And, well, here's where we at. We made the best attempt to start at 6. And this is where we're at. So we're in a delay. It's a big, hold on here. All right, just sending a text message. All right, so going back into these field conditions, I did walk that. And I was in my flip-flops, and I was kind of jaunting around. It was amazing how good the traction was with that longer blades of grass. And like I said before, nobody cares to think about that. But, you know, when you cut that grass a little bit taller or leave it a little bit taller, you got great overall health of that plant because you're not taking too much tissue away from that. And then you also have a lot of vegetation on top to create better foot traction, which is also really nice. But the conditions are there. It's not super soft out there. Last time we had a huge cell of rain, that was like a week and a half ago. So a lot of that processed through. So now we had these heavy rains. But what's going to be nice about this game, quite honestly, you have a little bit of kiss of the wind that's going, so you can see the American flag is flapping gently. It feels like a warm autumn day. This will be great, great weather to play in. So once again, we're going to have this matchup coming underway, hopefully within the next 20 minutes if we don't see any lightning, which it is looking like that more and more as it's clearing up. Neil, I think you could see that in your camera, right? You could almost see that like it's starting to clear up a little bit more. Yeah, it's starting to clear up really nice right now. So this matchup is going to be quite a big one. Not just because that these two squads have quite the recent history. If everybody remembers back 2 years ago, I did an interview with Coach Hagan after the Spencer game, a game that On Focus was covering with us. And he said that was probably one of his more memorable games as a head coach, probably number 1. And what made that very special is not just the double overtime, but it was the perseverance of all that was going on and how the team just never quit and they stuck with it. And Yeah, that stuck with him. Now, if you're a Spencer fan, you haven't forgotten about that game. There are so many chances, near misses, and that was a team that you were proud of pounding on for the last like 5 seasons. You had dynamite running, you had dynamite blocking, big, big teams, and you just steamrolled the Hornets, which, for a while was always considered one of the perennial favorites of the Clover Belt, one of the top teams. So it's kind of like the new dog on the block was knocking at the gates of the old one. But now times have changed. Conferences have switched up. Spencer is in the CWC Large. Colby has moved over to the Marewood. But now with this kind of this aftermath of what 2020 year was, we're in a stretch where there's going to be a lot of non-conference games where people got to fill up their schedules. They got to make a full game roster. For example, Colby is going to actually be playing a team from Milwaukee later in October. So a team from Milwaukee is going to come all the way up here from the big city to the little town. And what was the other game? Oh, next week after this game, their next game, they're going to go all the way to Door County. Not all the way up the thumb, at the base of the thumb. It's amazing. But it'll be an interesting, fun season. This is a great action-packed game. I heard that. That's right. No, it'll say Omakin scoreboard. It's going to be me. Hey, you said if I buy this field, I can put whatever I want on it.
Big bobblehead right on the very top.
Good stuff. All right, good luck, Coach. All right.
Excellent.
Well, Neil, is there really anything else? Can we just... I think we could wait yet, huh? Do you still have 4 viewers on there?
10.
There's 10 now?
9.
Oh, I lost one.
So, Matt, if you want, they are going to do just the national anthem, and they are not going to do starting lineups. You could do starting lineups now. Over the
Oh, they're not going to do starting lineups?
you want,
And they're doing 30 minutes of warm-up, so if you want to do announce at 30-minute time, too.
Like get everybody starting lineup and say it during the warm-ups?
you could say it over the thing, but I don't think you don't
Yeah,
have to say
don't
that on
announce it. Yeah, don't announce it here, but over.
Oh, nobody... Okay. I see. Sorry, everybody. I'm having a separate conversation with people while I'm talking to you all right now. So to hurry up the game, we're going to be actually cutting out the introductions of each squad, which that's going to be kind of fun. So now all I have to do alongside with Wade is we just got to figure out how to do pronunciations of the teams. So we're going to be doing that fairly soon. But don't worry, once the game starts, you're going to see who all the starters are. And then we're going to go over each player, especially on the Colby side.
Downloadable PDF.
Neil, I'm going to take a break. I appreciate all the viewers tuning in. You're probably like, hey, when is this bird going to start? But don't worry, I'm going to tune back in about 10 minutes. And we're going to have more highlights. And then finally, we're going to have Mr. Analytics, Wade Omakin, the Jack all trades. He makes stuff up, but it all makes sense to me. That's what I like to say. And we'll come right back. I am unmuted.
All right. I, too, can hear myself.
Oh, I can hear Wade just fine now.
I can't hear you, though.
You can't hear me?
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
That's weird.
Am I plugged in?
Ready? Oh,
Yep.
you guys are turned up?
Wade's
Yeah.
turned up. I can hear him, but he
I
can't hear me.
him. Kind of defeats the purpose of,
A little bit.
headphones.
Come and get your love.
That's all right. As long as you can hear me on the radio, it really doesn't matter. Whatever Matt says, is it's immaterial.
Yeah. I love this song. Hey.
All right, we're live? We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
This chord is about as...
Yeah. Slam some papers down.
Oh, too
I am an
loud.
angry man. Neil, are you ready?
Ready, go ahead.
We're live right now. Wow,
All right.
we've been jabbering on about nothing, and then Neil decides to tell us it's live time.
No swearing and you're good.
Starting now.
Oh All right, Wade, welcome back. Hey, it's been a long time. When's the last
has
time
been.
you had those headsets on?
Oh, years.
Years? No, it was longer or shorter than that.
Months?
What's
Months.
that?
Months.
Yeah, it feels longer than a few months, though. So here we are. If Neil wanted to capture the moment there, well, he's looking at something. It is Cowboy theme night or Western night. I think that's what the young kids are calling it these days. Yep.
Yeah, it's quite the night tonight.
Yep. So we're patiently waiting for this game to start. We had a 6 o'clock time that we wanted this game to start. And Wade, what time is it right now?
It is 6:26 Central Time.
Okay. So why? What happened, Wade?
All right, so
There I was.
there I was, looking at the storm clouds erupting into the distance. Thunder and lightning off as far as I could see.
Yeah.
And then for about 20 minutes it rained.
Yeah.
I bet we got probably about 3 or 4 tenths. But I don't
Not a
know.
lot of
That,
rain.
the orchard fescue grass mix that's out on this field
Yes.
really looks good.
Do you think there's any Kentucky blue poking its way through
No.
to give it that deep emerald shine?
I don't know. Usually it's a darker blue color. I don't really see that out there. It's
I don't know,
probably
but
a lot of
that's-
fescue.
This is a nice looking field, though. Like right now, I think
Yeah.
it looks great.
Yeah, this is about probably the best it's been watered in a number of years.
It's been, there early on when we were doing this, there were some really dry fields.
Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
They were parched. So anyway, we had lightning delay after lightning delay after lightning delay. But now, as you can kind of see in the horizon, the dark blue that's before you in the camera that's on the other side of 13 was to our
West.
west. Yep, that direction. And you can see that everybody's like, it looks gorgeous out there. Well, now there's another concern. We checked the radar. There may or may not be another cell on the way. So there's a concern for not just spectators, but for the players. Like, hey, let's not get them too drenched. Let's not play in any kind of potential lightning.
Right.
So let's see if we can hurry this up. So we're going to be having 30-minute warm-ups. We're not doing any kind of roster.
Well, it does look like Spencer is going to be taking the field here. Off to your left, they are marching in single file.
The
single
wheel?
file line.
What wheel? Oh, nope,
Spencer
I didn't
might
try
be
it yet.
taking the field.
Yeah, Spencer's going to be coming out into the field. So I don't know. Does that mean that it is 30-minute time? Not quite yet. So here's what's happening. You don't see it. Neil's got it pointed at the field. We're going to be doing double time. Wade's going to be the spotter and doing commentary alongside me, whereas I will be doing mic and commentary.
It is
And
going to be a lot of
music.
handful.
It's going to be, yes, it is going to be quite a bit. So we're going to have tightened up warm-ups. We're going to go from 40 to 30, and then halftime, only 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to get a sneak peek behind the chaos that happens up here in the announcers booth.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, exactly. So
All right.
we're going to start warm-ups. So this is, I'm just going to let the first part of my
This is
thing
fantastic
play.
to
Hey, there
see.
we go. They're running out into the field. Yeah, exactly right, Wade. This is fantastic to see. 2020 season, we were blessed to have a season, but this is going to be our first season where we felt like, wait, what happened?
So Spencer's coming out. They're nice straight lines. They've got their 35 yard approach on their warm up. Colby's like, we're coming right through. And they ran through as well as, figure skaters going through an orchestration. Nice and synchronized.
It was kind of like when the Packers played the Giants and the receivers were practicing in the end zone, and Rodgers purposely walked right in between them and in front of them. Like, this is my home field. I do what I want. So anyway, we have our first season where, no obstructions, no kind of delays. The only hiccup that we had was the Merriwood was set up to be a great conference, very close games, but then we lost, I believe, 2 teams, it might have even been 3, to 8-man league. And all of a sudden, it was a scramble from this winter to this point to fill up those spots. But in the final hour, they found that extra team. So we're going to be going to Door County next week.
Yep.
That's our exotic location.
Yep.
And in October, we're going to be playing a team from Milwaukee.
Oh, yes.
Big city versus small town.
Are they coming here or are we going there?
No,
They're coming here. Fantastic.
Big city versus small town.
That's
Couldn't ask
right.
for anything better.
We will put on a show for them.
So I'm going to say a few more words, Wade, and then I'm going to balk out, and then either you could keep talking or we're going to go, kind of take a break. But quick looking at these 2 teams, very big programs, lots of depth, great players. The coaching staff has a great culture for each one. So the rivalry between these 2 teams started out a short while ago, but it went one direction, and it was Spencer Columbus. It was kind of like what Hagen said to us in a interview a few years ago, was they were kind of like the monkey on our back. They all of a sudden turned that program around. They had some great running backs, a great offensive line, and then all of a sudden Colby was just getting roughed up by them. But then all of a sudden the tables turned, and you remember that game.
Yes, I do.
That was 2 years ago, and that still sends shivers down my spine. And then all of a sudden that was like the game that everybody remembers. Double overtime, 2 goal line stands. Clement, first carry in second overtime, scores it. And I can guarantee you that as much as we'll always remember that game, Spencer will never forget that game.
Correct.
So if I was Spencer and the fan base, I had this circled for the longest time. Like, you know what? We're coming to your house. It's your first home opener. Game on. Couldn't ask for a better setup for a great football game.
It's a great opener. And even looking at their average scoring points per game, Colby is coming into this from last year at 37.1 average per game.
Yeah.
Guess what Spencer Columbus was?
Don't know.
57.3.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes. So it will be hopefully quite the scoring contest. I don't know how many returning seniors they have.
So Spencer's going to have, I believe it's somewhere between 6 and 7. Colby is double digits. I believe it's almost close to 11 or 16. It's an unbelievable amount. Now here's the dynamics, and we'll go more into this, getting maybe closer to the kickoff. Spencer in that first game, much like it was last year and the year prior, heavy running team. I believe the only time they'll pass is if they have nothing else better to do. They are going to just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Colby, always traditional powerhouse, grindstone. We're going to grind out the yards, wear you down with power running. But lately, starting like 2018, you had the Roman Schmidt years, and then getting into the Brent Jeske years, and then even rewinding it back more, and I see Trevor Stitch in this year. We've been getting that identity of being a viable passing game or passing team. That first game where they played against Neelsville, he had 4 receivers with double-digit receiving yards. So spreading the ball out as even as you can ask for. And with 114 yards passing. So you couldn't ask for anything better with these 2 teams matching up. So you're going to have
With the lights on.
what's that, sweetheart? Am I doing the voice? Yeah.
All right, we'll announce it.
I'm on live right now. My wife's distracting me. Sorry, everybody. So you're going to have an offense that has a viable passing game with a quarterback who doesn't get jittered and want to run every single time. He'll hang in that pocket as much as he can, but he knows that he can turn and burn.
Well, he definitely had jitters early on in that Neilsville game. His first pass from scrimmage, interception.
That was
the
the very first pass.
Very first pass, 25-yard pass right down the middle of the field. He got a little pressured on it. He was rolling out to his right, kind of hung it up a little too high, picked off within 3-4 yards of the receiver. Did not have the legs off
man.
of it. They ran for the next 2 series off of it. Wide open, Domer right down the line, scored a touchdown. After that, it was fine. They did a couple dink and dunks
They
and
ain't
even had a screen pass.
Didn't get shook.
Right. So I expect to see more of that. I expect to see a lot out of Domer tonight. That's what we're hoping for. So hopefully they start out small, not going 25, 35 yards down the field on the very first pass play, because it was heavy run early on. We didn't think we were going to get to see any pass plays because Neilsville was not throwing the ball at all.
Interesting. Well, yeah. So who knows? So like what Colby presents is that there's some dynamics. We can kind of mold with whatever the game is being presented to them from their opponent. But that's going to be the interesting part is like Colby's got a staunch defense, especially with all these seniors coming back. Will that be enough to hold down this heavy, heavy running attack from the Spencer Rockets? Well, I tell you what, I am
Decker,
going to
not
go
Domer. It
get
was
some
Decker,
names
that's
down
what
on
it
the
was.
field quick, Neil. Wade, you're more than free to talk. Do you want to keep talking?
We can keep going for a little bit, but then I'm going to go and get some coordination here that we need from downstairs.
So I tell you what, I'm going to sign off. I'll be right back up here. Wade, why don't you trail off with some stuff?
Some stuff and some things.
All right, I'll be right back. You guys see up here? Oh, yeah, why don't you review...
All right, so we're looking at about 22 minutes to go on the game here. So the size difference between these two teams, as we're looking at it, is that relatively comparable. Colby's got a little bit more height in the receiver ends off of it. Spencer did lose one of their big running backs and one of their big linebackers from last year. So the size is going to be the difference it's going to be make on the line and then also in that that middle linebacker core. So since we are going to be leaning a lot on Voss and the running threat that we're going to have from the Jeske quarterback, that will play into seeing if they're going to stack the box or if they're going to lean back on some of our receivers. On defense for Colby, we did see a really big game out of the Stang boy, really big game, and even the Mateo, or not Mateo. Let's see here. Where's his number? Mateo, number 27 for Colby, had a really big defensive game, and even on punt returns as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Colby lines up on defense if they're going to go run early on, just because of the size difference. Colby does have the upper hand. We do have the taller and a little bit bigger athletes out on the field. Not saying for speed, we haven't got to see what Spencer's going to have in fold. But for size-wise, Colby's going to have just a little bit of upper hand on this game. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to go get some details from downstairs, and we will be back to you in 20 minutes and 23 seconds.
All right. Hey, we're back. There's less than 10 minutes now. Less than 10 minutes now in the warm-ups. Am I turned up?
You are turned up.
There you are.
All right.
That's great. So we're going to do a very fast warm-up, and you can see that they're all getting ready to roll out there. Dude, Jesty's kind of a big dude.
He is a big guy. When you're playing quarterback and then also playing linebacker, you're a big guy.
Yeah. And I wonder if he struggles trying to find a pair of shorts to fit him that aren't too tight. But you know, the one thing I really like is, you know, somebody could say, well, we got a great passing game. You know, you can look at your averages of like 100 yards, 150 yards. Maybe somebody has 200 yards. A lot of times that chunk is generated around one receiver or two receivers. But him, if he keeps spinning this off like he did last year and he did in that first game, he's got a nice balance attack. So he can kind of pick and choose of where he wants to go for, where he wants to have that completion go. As long as he keeps it on target. He's got a nice spiral to him.
He does. And drawing, we've got big running backs. So we've got Voss, we've got the Healy boy, both of them super quick. So the more we can draw him, bringing more people into that box, the more it's going to free up at least one-on-one coverage with our wide receivers.
You know,
and so having nice and wide spreads, I think you're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, you know, so that 98 championship team, Wade, that was your class. That was your buddy that had Flippiak, that had Summers, Pyzik,
Stang, yeah.
Stang.
Oh, just a bunch of big kids.
Dude, what happened to Husband? Did he ever find a house big enough he could fit in? That dude was a monster.
I don't know how that kid finds a vehicle to sit in. He was a monster. The nicest guy you'd ever meet in your entire life. But man, like, just getting into a vehicle. Just the challenges of being a big dude.
He would just carry cars. That's what I always said.
I think he was, what, 6'8", 6'9"?
I heard 7'5".
Yeah, he's more or less the size of Bill Brasky, if anybody's ever met Bill Brasky.
Yeah. So anyway, like, would you say, like, did Teddy have one favorite target?
I think that the whole plan was either just throw it as high as you could and Flippiak would go get it, or else we would just do an end around and give it to Flippiak, and he would just run away.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was nothing wrong. That team was awesome. They were a powerhouse team. But that's what I'm saying is like, you see these passing stats, and you're like, okay, well, that's pretty good. But sometimes it's generated around one player. But in this instance, like we saw, and then stemming from the tail end of last year, he had kind of like a balance. He didn't really have one favorite go-to. It was like, yeah, that's what I was just trying to say.
You had Big Husband. You had Pyzik, who was, a small guy now. He was a lot bigger, I think, even in high school. Got a little
he looks
tripped out.
Small now.
He looks small. He was the center.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then you had Maynard Stang. You had Robbie Smile. Like some big kids for our age. But I think at least our grade, the reason we did so well is that we had a disproportionate amount of boys. When I was going, my elementary class was 30 boys and 4 girls.
Yeah.
Just more boys to pick from. You get bigger kids that way.
Yeah. Absolutely. So now taking a look at, looking at size. Yeah, we see this is a big team.
It is a big team.
Not just quantity-wise, but size-wise.
Yeah, so like our kids are maxing out. Like we've got a 6'5" kid, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'2", 6'2", 6'2". Like we've got some really big kids.
Yeah.
Even Healy, our running back, 6'3".
He's a tall dude. So he went to state for triple jump, which you got to have. There's two things. Not just, leg strength is one, but you need the quick burst speed.
Yeah, I agree. That he could have been a receiver or a running back. You throw him either way. He's a fast kid.
So I think he said at 5 minutes we're going to cut her. Is that what he said? I think at 5 minutes did he say he wanted to cut it? I think that's what he said.
I think they saw another.
What's that?
I think they saw another language.
What?
Oh, 30 minutes. Oh, I see. Oops.
I thought I saw it.
So,
I don't know. Supposedly, they might
There
have
it
seen some lightning.
was.
We might get a little delay here. I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see a lightning strike.
Let's check the radar here. Checking.
Hey, Neil, zoom in on that yellow rain jacket. How often do you see somebody wearing an old school yellow rain jacket?
Is that the Morton Salt girl?
Yeah. Is he? He's gonna. It's a 30-minute delay, and you can see that he's coming ashore for some Old Spice in his yellow rain jacket.
Ah, the salty dog.
He looks like he's going to a crab boat.
He's probably looking for limes.
Is he from Channel 9?
If anybody's gonna have scurvy, it's gonna be that guy.
Can we keep tabs on this guy? Okay, so now we see Yellow Jacket right now. He's checking his phone.
We
He's
are
tuning
gonna get
in.
hit with just a little bit of weather here, folks. It is sitting right over in Loyal right now, and it is quickly making its way. The people on the metal benches here might have to
Neil, are
take
you
a
on him
slight
right
amount
now?
of coverage.
Check out.
No, we might get a 30-minute delay. We've
Wait,
got
check
a
out
celebrity
these-
here. Reba is out in the.
Hold on, wait. I'm fixated on this. Like, look at these like tall boots here. Those are like up to the knees. That's like the stormtrooper boots right there. Like, he is so prepared for anything.
We got a lot of rain. Like, he probably was coming prepared. He's like, we got an inch and a half of rain in the last 30 minutes. I'm not going to get my knickers wet. I am going to put I'm going to put my heavy boots on. And you know what? If it works for this Morton Salt girl, it works for me.
Oh man! You know this.
You get that guy an umbrella? Like, we got a theme going here.
Oh my gosh! Okay, Hornet Nation, if you have an umbrella and you're listening to us right now, get one. Go hand it to that guy. Okay,
that would be the
hold
best.
on. I'm putting it all out there. Okay, hey, I'm putting it out there right now. If
Here it
somebody
is. We
hands
got one right here.
If somebody gets an
how big is
umbrella
it?
and
Oh,
we
it
get
is
a
a big
picture
one,
of that,
too.
you'll get a
Can you
Hornet's
go
Nest sweatshirt. I will give you a Hornet's Nest sweatshirt for free.
The yellow shirt. Go give that
Oh, man,
umbrella
you're
to that guy.
missing your
Tell him we want him to
chance.
pose for a photo. You see him, Grant? See him? He's coming right up the bleachers. He's got
Yep, you're
he's
gonna
the
get
guy
a
in the
free
bright yellow
t-shirt.
rain jacket. See if he'll come out. We'll get a photo of him. Then he'll look like the Morton Salt girl. The Morton Salt girl? Did you ever buy a container of salt? Look at your iodized salt.
Are you serious? We have to explain this?
Right? Do you know why we got
he's gone
iodine
now.
and salt? He's not
Neil,
going anywhere.
we missed him. Oh, now the rain is gently coming down.
That's
now.
exactly right. This is why there's iodine and salt, folks.
Nice. Well, that was fun. Okay, well, hopefully he comes back. Okay, now here's an oddity, Wade. Beautiful skies. Rain's slowly coming down.
You know, looking over the field now, it kind of looks like the slight pressure of some pasteurization going on here. So we've got a bunch of divots out here, getting some air pockets out there, but we did get quite a bit of rain here, folks. Like,
We're getting-
the field just with a little bit of warm up here, not even a full half an hour of warm up, and that field is ripped.
Yeah.
The grounds crew is going to have their work cut out for them tomorrow.
Yep, it's a
30-minute delay.
30-minute delay,
Yep.
everybody. We're going to be waiting for about 30
I'm
minutes.
sure they got
and
some
we'll
cheese
fire
curds.
this back up. So there's something I want to do here. Just singing in the rain.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you can tell I listened to this song before. So now here's something that we need to ask ourselves. What does an announcing crew do when there's a delay? What do you think they do?
I don't
Do
know.
you think they got backup scripts?
You would think they would have to. We need a support crew here that's going to be writing us jokes in the back time. Like, we've got 30 minutes of fill here.
Yeah. Now the business. Here's. Oh, I can't plug it into this one. Shoot.
Oh, here. You need Singing in the Rain?
Yeah. So no, the biggest thing you got to ask yourself here, though, Wade, is, do you have what it takes to fill up a 30-minute slot? Do you have? It's kind of like at the end of the Boondock Saints movie. Do you have the Constitution to do what is necessary? Has anybody ever seen that movie, Boondock? Neil, you've seen? Neil, no Boondock Saints?
Oh, the rain is coming down,
man.
folks.
Neil, zoom in on that lovely rain action. It is okay. So if I was going to put this in Bubba Gump gauge weather, this is big old fat rain.
All right, there you go. I
right.
think this is the clean version of Singing in the Rain.
This is the edited version. Oh, there we go. In case you folks can't hear it at home, we're playing Singing in the Rain. What a glorious feeling.
I think, are you able to pull up any clips from YouTube and play it on the screen?
It's a copyright thing.
No, it's copyright thing because we did have the clips that we had made of the old toast play from the 2000.
Oh, yes, we could have we could have done that. Wait, hold on. So we're gonna double time it here.
All right, we're online and online.
Hey, everybody, we're online and online. So
Still online.
There's we're gonna try to fit you in here, but hey, before you know what? Okay, so here's what's all going on. This is the weather we're going
I don't
through.
know. The sun is still shining and the rain is just coming down in buckets, folks. This is going to be a soaker.
And then there's another 30-minute delay. Unbelievable.
All right, starting now. All right, so it's 7 o'clock, 7:30. We will totally be resuming this.
So this is
For
shocking because
sure.
we really thought that we were in the clear and we were ready to go. So anyway, so we're playing "Singing in the Rain" for these brave souls out here as the rain is just absolutely dumping. And so there's this kind of like the chaos that's ensuing. So
I'm
it's on the headset.
not gonna lie. Somebody standing out on a metal bleach, I would not be risking that right now.
I like this girl.
Like,
Oh, hey, start dancing out there.
yes, it is wet
Anyway.
outside. It is coming down
So this
in
is the
rows.
other chaos we have going on here. So we have On Focus here. We have another news media outlet. We got the Spencer coaches down that way. We got the Colby crew is all on this side. And everybody's just waiting anxiously. But yeah, so On Focus is doing recording over there, courtesy of Neil, a former graduate, a class of 13 or something.
13.
And he has this plugged into this thing. But anyway, it is just absolute chaos.
It is chaos. But this is a good way to start it. At least we've got lots of time to talk.
Well, you know, nobody could complain that it's going to get late because we have all these lights out here.
You know what we should be doing? We should be doing the cheese throw right now in the rain.
All right,
Oh, no,
everybody
maybe
get
not.
this-
A little more lightning.
Oh, so
no cheese throw.
we just got an update by one of our fandom. This is Jason.
Oh,
He's a
Edgar
big
and
fan.
Stratford.
Edgar and Stratford canceled until tomorrow. So they could be delivering that right now. Like say maybe we're going to cancel this bird, which
I don't know.
I would play.
We've only been delayed, 4 times now? Like, it's still only 7. We've got lights.
when did
We're
our
fine.
first delay start?
So the first
5:30.
delay, was 5:30 officially, because it was lightning around 4:30, 4:44, and then 4:54.
Yeah, it seemed that lightning would hit consistently. It almost felt like every 12 minutes something
Yes,
hit.
I agree. That
And then we just had another one. And then Hagen looked at me, and that's probably the second most furious look I've ever seen him give me. And the first one was when I was walking into the principal's office when I was really in trouble. And he gave me like the 3 and the fist, and I'm like, oh, that's 30.
oh, we've all seen that. The fist of fury.
Well, it's just if you're the coach, you scrambled and you go through all these delays and your kids are jacked up. Now they're like sitting and you're losing, and it's just like
Are we going
All
to do
you-
another 30 minutes of warm-up then
I don't know.
when they come back up?
I doubt it. I don't know. You
Are we
almost
going to have
wonder-
enough dry towels for the kids?
Well, do you worry about the kids getting wet though? They're not going to melt.
I don't know, but you kind of worry about like the chafing, you know, that just the overall health of these kids. Playing in the rain, like that's fine, but like playing in completely soaked clothes the entire game,
I
think
gotcha.
by the fourth quarter it's going to be a lot slower than it
I
normally
gotcha.
is. And this field is really going to take it on the nose. And being the first game, it's kind of like, you know, going through your first season or first cutting alfalfa and you rut that thing up. You're going to get to see that through the
Yeah.
entire season. We rut this field up this
Yeah.
first game. We're going to get
Yeah.
to notice the dead holes out here.
So wait, I just realized that the Hornet wave was supposed to occur about 30 minutes ago. And in all the chaos, we forgot to. So
So we can do it.
in case
Wave?
we have some people that are lined up right now, because there's 32, and some of you are probably those kids. So in case you're the kids at the Marshfield Clinic,
Let's do the wave.
we're gonna give you a wave right now. But we're gonna do another one though. I promise. We're gonna do.
Oh, I was thinking, is it an actual wave or it was like the wave going through the crowd?
No, it's like, hey kids, and
Oh,
then turn into a
alright.
cheer.
Alright.
So anyway, in case you guys are watching, this goes to the kids, the parents. You know, we love you. We're thinking about you, and stay healthy, be well, and we wish you were here with us. And we're gonna if this game was fired up, we were ready to bring Spencer Nation and Hornet Nation right into your devices and to your TVs. But we'll see what plans out with this game. But we're definitely going to shoot for the next home game, and we're going to give you a shout out there. And then thanks to all of the staff, the hardworking staff there at the Children's Hospital. They're doing amazing work there, and helping out with not just the kids, but also the parents. They do amazing work there. And great shout out to Amanda. She's been my main contact throughout this whole entire thing. Does a great, fantastic job lining these things up. And just thank you so much. And if you're watching, sorry we can't get this game fired up for you, but we're going to give you another wave. You bet on that. So anyway, let's go back to this. Boop. Oh, so let's see here.
Here's your plug.
Oh, here. Wade, why don't
gotcha.
you hang on to that? Wade's going to scan around. So you can see that the weather died down again, right?
Yeah, the storm is lifting, so we've got a slight mist going on here.
So it looks like we're going to have like a dance-off here.
Oh, here we go.
So if you want to
With,
record this.
We are going to play your song. It's queuing up, all right? So get some calisthenics. We
All
don't
right,
want you to
so-
pull a hammy.
Girls, real quick, are you part of the senior class? We have a senior and a what? Okay, what's your names? Lexi and Whitney. What was it? Finley. All right, they're going to perform us a dance routine right here. They're dressed up in
They have been practicing this,
They have been
folks, so this
practicing
should be
for
quite
some
coordinated.
time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Well, we need music first.
Wow, this is...
Hold on.
Oh, man, here we go. It's the two-step.
This is so good.
This is TV magic right here. This is what you tune in and you just wait for. You wanted to have like a quadruple delayed football game, and then you got the class.
I don't think
suited
you
body.
appreciate just the small of platform that they are dancing on.
Yeah.
There's only probably about 3.5 feet. That's not much room.
Now, do you notice like it's the kick, the front, and the back? So I don't know if there's a specific move for that, but
I don't know.
it
It's
is
a
good
lot of
coordination.
left foot on this one.
Yeah, and you know what? Look at her in sandals on wet steel.
Right. In the middle of a lightning storm.
Oh wait, they had a little bit of a hiccup, and she's trying to beckon. Oh, here we go. We're bringing on
All
some
right.
more dancers.
It's expanding. This is
So now this is the trio.
that's right.
This is the Hornet Trio, as they call it. And then here, number 75, what are you doing? Get in there. Give the people what they
I don't know.
want.
She hasn't ripped her jeans yet. You can tell how the other ones have been practicing. Their knees have literally ripped
yes.
through their jeans.
Now, is that the look, or is it that's how much they dance?
That is exactly how much practice. You know, if, if
Okay,
you're
I
going to
got
get this stuff done, you're going to lose a couple pairs of jeans.
So the score is, there is no score yet. On our Facebook live feed, we just had a question, what's the score? There is no score. We are in our fourth not rain delay, but a lightning delay. All right, girls, this is where you start ad-libbing. Oh, they're done. Give them a round of applause. That was fantastic work.
So good.
Totally planned.
All right, what's the next number?
Very good. You want to, I don't know what they said.
They said that they are good luck. See, there's no more rain.
Oh, is that what you say? Oh, I saw, grasshopper. Well, that was fun. Let's see here. Yep, so anyway,
I don't know. You should just really
Rain?
appreciate the drainage system that they've put into this.
that is
field
pretty
here.
nice. Like,
yeah.
you don't see any standing water.
You
That is
really
pretty
don't,
good.
except for like on the edge of the track.
Yep. So that's it. Yep. But otherwise, you can see that the rain has like subsided. Now, if we look behind us, it's a little bit gray on the horizon.
Oh, more lightning. Come on. Let's see what
Is
we're
it,
looking
they're
at.
calling. So then Wade's looking at his phone. Yeah. So what direction is that going, Wade?
It's going to the southeast right now. If we put this into motion, I don't know if this is copyright infringement or not, but we'll.
I'm blowing on the clouds.
Oh, it is coming out of the northeast.
We
Let's see
don't
if we've got
know.
anything behind it.
Yeah. So we don't know what's all coming down on the pipe here.
It's updating.
Yeah, we're still babbling.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
We're gonna get if we get that gap it looks like we're going to probably get inundated. It's sitting right down in
We mean
Rochester right now.
inundated, meaning like
So
getting
there's
hit
a
again?
bigger storm behind it. If we get this game off tonight, there's not a chance we're not going to get hit by that.
I see.
Oh, maybe, because there is a corridor that goes in between Spencer and Unity. That's where that storm goes. So if
Yeah,
that
so-
gets pulled down through there, that jet stream usually pulls it right up into the Door County.
Yeah, so there's also another factor, and everybody forgets this one. So when Marshfield started getting a little bit bigger, storm systems would break and head that direction. And then when they put in the new 29 overpass, I was 6th grade. Tommy Thompson was still governor. He was christening that overpass, and there were some old farmers next to me, and they said, "You watch, this highway will split storm systems." And they were right. Storms will split and either go north or south of it. On that highway, it never rains specifically unless it's a huge storm cell, but they either go to the north or to the south. So, yeah, Wade's talking more jet stream stuff, but I'm talking more wives' fable stuff. So hopefully this next storm system wants to gravitate towards Spencer or Marshfield, or she's going to split and stay on the northern end of 29.
I don't know.
more
It
towards
looks like it's
Abbotsford.
building out of Rochester as the low starts to descend with the colder air as the sun starts to set. That storm cell should only build. Like, it should be a heck of a storm tonight.
I see. It'll be a heck of a storm tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
So bad. Okay.
So batten down the hatches. It's
got a great-
probably going to be awfully windy
Here's a
tonight.
good question. Do you have a go-to spot where you know where your flashlight is and your candles are, or what is in that go-to spot? Mine is a big flashlight,
Like an old Maglite, like the old
large-
12-pound Maglite.
a large kitchen knife.
dull,
Yeah.
obviously very dull,
Yep. And a huge candle.
with
That's what's in my
no
go-to
matches
spot.
next to it.
I can always find a lighter.
Oh, all right.
So okay,
well.
what's in your go-to spot? Or don't you?
So, in my go-to spot, I've got one of those old, what is it? The old glass lanterns. What's inside there? The
Kerosene.
kerosene lanterns.
Yeah.
So next to the kerosene lantern is a little lighter. And that lights your whole house. I don't remember back in 2000. What was it? 2007, 2008 when we moved in down by Mayville
Yeah.
into the new house. We didn't know that we had to call the power company. You helped us move in. Got in there halfway through
that.
moving.
Yes.
Power went out.
I remember.
And the
that.
only thing that lit up that entire house was that little
Kerosene
kerosene
lighter.
lantern.
Yeah. The
Lights up the
kerosene
whole
lighter.
house. Way better than a tiny little candle.
I should. You know what? I
They're
think
cheap. You can find them all over.
No,
That
you're right.
really throws out the light.
That's what I was about to say. Is like it's one of those mechanisms that you don't have to go to an antique store. You can buy them anywhere.
Yeah, they actually still sell new ones of that. You wouldn't
Yes.
think that would be a thing, but yeah, they're not just for decorations. That really throws
That
a light.
fuel stays in that thing
Yeah,
long
it
too.
does not dissipate as much as you would think because
I don't know where mine went. Mom took one, and then she's like, "I have a spare. You keep this one," and we lost it. I don't know where it is. So now I just have like a bunch of flashlights, guns, and knives hidden places.
I don't know. You get those old Meg lights like that. They're like you could probably beat off an intruder with one of those,
Oh.
but you turn one of those on and it's like hardly lights anything.
No, I'm talking like these big LED ones you can get.
Oh,
like, it
all right.
lights. Like I don't get those Maglite ones. I get like you see it on the internet. Like, look, it lights up the whole thing, and it works pretty well. But no, you're right. It'd be nice, especially with like all the critters I have in my house that can knock candles over. I should just get one of the
Right.
kerosene lamps.
Yeah, because then when they knock it over, it'll light the whole house on fire. It'll be like a Molotov cocktail.
Maybe I should just stick the candles.
Probably just the LEDs.
All right, so I remember one time too, power was out and it was during dinner time. Had the old campstone kerosene, like a blue flame stove thing, and then
Yep.
we had, and then I had those dehydrated meals, and that's what we ate that night. That was a lot of fun. Did we order pizza at your place when your power went off? I don't remember what we did for yours.
I think I got the old jet boil out, and I think we
You
all
did the
ate
same thing.
ramens. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, we were poor. Oh.
And that's really all you really need for like a power outage. Like, a deck of cards, something to keep the kids occupied, like a puzzle or something.
Yep.
And then, yeah. Those are it's miserable, but those are kind of fun because it's like
Yeah.
you force the screens off You got to interact with each other. You do it's just like your Little House on the Prairie,
Yep.
and you got to do something. Oh, here's Jeremiah Omeshin. If I
What
can switch
is
this
he
around.
doing?
Oh, he's trying to say hey, look, I hit the O.
Whose kid is that?
Whose kid is that indeed?
It's still raining.
Yeah, Tall Paul Johnson and Dennis Wyke. Somebody made mention of that they're blessing the season. So does this mean that hey, we're gonna miss this first game, but the rest of the season's gonna be good?
For how rainy it was and lightning, granted it's beautiful weather, not like with the rainfall off it, but temperature-wise off it.
This is
We had most of the town out here tonight.
if this
Parking lot is still full. Not a soul has left the game. The parking lot is completely full. People want their football in
honestly,
the worst way.
Channel 9, Channel 7, we had, do have On Focus. There's another social media network up here as well. We had Charlie Behrens of the Manitowoc Minute give a shout out to the Colby Hornets because he heard about this Hornet Wave and he's like, hey, I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. And then he did a video shout out and then we posted it on social media. So in case you're wondering where that video is and you want to find that, go to the Hornets Nest on Facebook and it's going to be one of the more recent posts. And it's Charlie Behrens giving hey, dear folks, this is Charlie Behrens on the Manitowoc Minute. Watch out for deer. But he gives a shout out to the Colby Hornets and for that Hornet Wave that we were going to do. Hey, what did you...
So they were just about my drainage comment that we had, just because of the curvature of the field. It decreases the amount of drainage area that the entire field has to sustain. So if dead center, no point in the field would have to take more than half of the field for drainage. Because since it's dead center for a high ridge, the drainage would either flow to the east or flow to the west.
Well, that makes sense. It's just like what they do with highways.
Correct.
Highways are slightly beveled off to the side.
Did you know that they design your vehicle to compensate for that slight rise? So as you're driving on the right-hand side of the road, like everybody
so
does,
you never notice it.
So your left tire is ever so slightly offset from your right tire, just so that you get better fuel mileage off of it.
Isn't that interesting?
So you drive on a perfectly flat road, you won't get the exact same mileage per gallon as you would on a curvature road.
that, huh?
Isn't that odd?
I took an environmental history studies class in Point. Great class. And, speaking of highways and how they're curved like that, they said that is like the epitome of man versus nature, the design of an interstate highway, because it wants to force any kind of weather or critter off of that road, the way that it's shaped or whatever. But that still doesn't stop the deer. So that's when I raise my hand. I'm like, yeah, but then everybody still hits deer. And
right, or moose, or wherever you're at.
Well, I tell you what. So on the Facebook live feed, we have 39 people watching this yet. Hey, Neil, how many people are on the? Jeez, Neil, where are you?
No, Neil. That's
Neil,
all right.
go do your job. How many people are on the... That's Neil over there. How many people are watching on the YouTube? 43?
All right, so we got the other half of the town watching it from the luxury of their home.
Guess we're not going to cut off. Oh, my gosh.
We got nowhere else to go. They're playing this game tonight, no matter what.
So the nice part about rain games...
Ooh.
What is it about rain games that are so, they're mesmerizing? It's like snowy. It's like snow games too. What's it mesmerizing about you almost desire to have the rainy elements? Is it just like watching everybody slip and slide in the mud?
I think it is too. Even looking at the NFL games when that snow is going and somebody gets hit and they just go zzz, go sliding off the side of the field. We're going to see some belly flops that are probably going to have some splashes associated with them. It's kind of like watching Wipeout or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a connection to those old elementary schoolyard days, or you're out in the backyard with your brothers. Granted, when we were out in the snow or the rain, we weren't really tossing footballs around. We were jumping around in mud puddles, or you were pulling me around with a
walking to
four-wheeler.
school uphill both ways in the snow.
Yeah. What's his name? Bill Olmakin?
Bill?
Remember when... Okay, so Bill Olmakin, Wade did their family tree. And he talked to Bill Olmakin, and then within the last few years of his life, and he made a joke, and he said, everybody jokes about us old people had to walk up both hills. He actually had to walk both. He had to walk uphill both ways because he said he had to walk uphill to get on the way to school, and then it would dip down, and then it would be like another rise to a slight rise to go to school.
Nope.
And then on the way back home, he had to go back up that hill again. So he had to walk uphill both ways. And do you remember why he wouldn't eat French fries or potatoes?
I don't.
You don't remember this?
So that was Ed, not Bill.
I thought it was Bill.
No, Ed was the one who had to skin all the potatoes during World War I.
No, this is Bill though.
This is Bill. No, I don't.
So we took Bill. We both did. We took him out to dinner, and Wade's probably like me. If it's a fancy restaurant and it's like a $40 steak, you're still gonna ask for a plate of French fries. That's shit. My wife hates that. I do that every time. You just have French fries.
Right.
Because growing up on the dairy farm, when we got to Marshfield and we had French fries, that was our link to
That was a luxury.
cuisine. But anyway, so Wade ordered something with fries. I ordered something with fries. Bill ordered a burger and didn't ask for fries. He didn't ask for any potatoes. He asked for vegetables. And Wade asked, like I did, in dumbfoundment, like, why didn't you want to have French fries? So during the cold winter months, his mother would bake potatoes. This is probably going to come to your memory now. She would bake potatoes, 2 of them. He would stuff one in each pocket when they're piping hot.
Oh, I do remember this
so
story.
he would put his hands in his pocket, hold the potatoes. It would keep his hands warm all the way to school. So then while he's in class, the potatoes stayed in his pocket, and then he would have to eat those baked potatoes
Right, those
for lunch.
cold potatoes.
For lunch. For years. Till he graduated.
Oh, poor guy.
And that's when he's like, I cannot stand
Could you imagine having to
potatoes.
eat cold, cooked potatoes
for that long.
every time?
Yeah. That was
So weird.
It
Poor
made
guy.
sense though, like a baked potato, stuff it in your pocket, and that's how you walk to school with your hands in your pocket. But yes,
Well, it shows you how important potatoes was to pretty much everything. Like everything. Everything revolves around potatoes. And, you know, that's actually the reason why our first Omican that came over to New York and eventually Sheboygan, that's why he came over, because the great potato famine was happening in Germany.
no
Because they
kidding.
couldn't make enough potatoes. So he had no potatoes in his pockets going to school. And then they jumped on the boat and came over to the U.S.
That's why deep down inside we just,
gotta love
not just
potatoes.
us, but everybody just loves potatoes.
I'm going to start putting French fries in my pocket just so I can appreciate that a little bit more.
Preston, I'm going to start putting baked potatoes in your pocket. All right, so we're still in this delay. You can see that the timer started back up. We're at 20 minutes. It's nice out right now.
Oh, it's beautiful. The rain has slowly died down. We can actually see a full glimpse of the actual lights. So without a haze coming off of it, we do see off in the distance the storm is going past. And if we update our weather map here, let's see how much weather we've got coming through us right now. Yikes.
It's more coming?
There's more coming.
And we just had another
So
lightning
with the star, this is coming our direction. I'll be surprised. So maybe it'll split it and go north, but I will
man.
be surprised.
You know, I got an idea. There's a song that the Wyke daughters requested to have played for Dennis. And I bet if I played that song, we can make this stop. So we're gonna,
Would you put it on this
Wait.
one since you don't have a thing?
well, no, hold on, I'm just trying to figure out, let's see, Wykes. Maybe we play this song, we'll appease some people here, and then it can just stop.
Spencer's starting quarterback is.
Let's see
We
here.
believe it's number 2, Isaac
We're looking
Moritz.
for... I can't find it now. And... let's see if I can find it here. So this is a song... Who was the old coach? Teskla? Or Teska?
Rosemeyer was
No, before Rosemeyer, it was Teska.
Teska, correct.
Do you remember him?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, so
Right.
that's what I thought. Yeah,
92.
so
92, right.
yeah, so
The old man actually bought a truck for him.
oh, no kidding.
Yep, that gray one. Smash that one up
how
in the
about
corner
that?
of Unity and 13.
Oh, how about that? So, shoot. I'm still trying to find it here, folks. I thought it was an AC/DC.
I thought it was Nickelback song.
Well, that was a song. Okay, so I was looking under the wrong thing here. So Dennis White liked Seven Nation Army song. He loved that song. So that was one. And then, so every year what I do is I ask his daughters, what song do you want to play in commemoration for Dennis White? And I always do it for the first game.
I just sent Hannah a message.
Oh, right here. All right, how about Enter Sandman? Enter Sandman by Metallica. And we'll post that. All right, so what did I say? Enter Sandman? Okay, Dennis. Enter Dennis White.
No Rain by Blind Melon.
That's the one that you want to do now? Oh, no Rain. Oh, I don't have that one.
Here, I'll put it on YouTube or something. You gotta have it here somewhere. Blind Melon.
So this is the song is going out to.
I've played this song before. This has got to be the one.
This is going out to Dennis White, voice of the Hornets. No longer with us, but physically, but in spirit, he is part of the strong collective heartbeat that is our town of Colby and of Hornet Nation. So we think about you all the time, Dennis. We miss you. But we're playing the song that your daughters picked. So could you please just make the lightning stop? This song is going out to you, big guy. If anybody is still listening out there, this song right now, Enter Sandman by Metallica, is going out. Was selected by the White daughters, Hannah and Elise, to be played for memory of their father, Dennis, the voice of the Hornets. So this year, the song they picked to commemorate Dennis White is Enter Sandman by Metallica. So we'll see if that stems the rain here. Then we'll play that one.
All right, and actually the rain has picked up.
Yeah, but now it hasn't been done. It's started up again. Sleep with one. Do you think Metallica is an influential band on music? Yes or no?
In general?
Like, I'm talking like portfolio, not like right now.
No. Portfolio, hands down, probably one of the top 10 groups that would have brought at least a new genre into the general public.
So you would say they are definitely impactful.
100%.
Okay. I would agree with that 100% because I don't know any high school kid that didn't fall in love with any of the albums.
Well,
Like
I
Garbage,
know they got a lot of flack on
Garage
the
Incorporated.
last album that they had, just because
Which one?
it featured the Disappear, the one that featured inside of the Mission Impossible.
Till I disappear.
Which is, I
like
love
that
that song. They got a lot of blowback on that one because it was made for that movie, was released with that movie. All of the other ones, independent. These are the ones we write. These are the ones we release.
Colleagues said like your sellouts.
And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And then that one put a cancellation on probably about, I think it was 10 years of music by them. And they're finally sounding like they're coming up with another album here actually pretty soon.
Somebody referred to me. They did a second symphony of Metallica.
Oh, really?
I haven't listened to the whole thing.
Oh.
So you want to talk about an album that I always enjoyed was Symphony of Metallica. Like
Huh?
if anybody's listening yet, if you've never listened to Symphony of Metallica S&M, it's nothing like you've ever heard. I remember the first time I ever started listening to those songs, it just blew my mind, like how good they were. But then I would say like the other album that I really liked was, I think Reload was the one that had like House That Jack Built, Fuel, right?
Yeah.
And then
That wasn't the Black album?
that one was dynamite too.
Yes. I remember when I was living up in Alaska, back when we only could listen to music through CDs. I had,
Why that's funny.
and way up there, like there wasn't much for radio stations. The two CDs that would actually still work in my vehicle was the Black Album on Metallica,
Okay,
and it was an old, the old style country singer, George Jones, a George Jones CD. And so when we would be
wait,
driving,
hold on. So you like Metallica and George.
and that's
okay.
exactly right, because all the other ones were scratched up so much you couldn't get them to play. Those were the only two that would play. And so when we would be driving throughout the night to go to a fishing spot, you would listen to the Metallica one to keep you like excited to
Yes.
not fall asleep and drive off
Jacked
the
up.
road, because most of the areas didn't have guardrails on it. You fell asleep on the road, you fell off a ravine.
Yeah, if you ever driven, compare driving to Alaska, it's a blend between Dakotas and Canada. Like take the remoteness of Dakotas, but the wilderness of
Exactly,
Canada.
and put a whole bunch of jagged rocks and a bunch of sheer cliffs in there.
yeah, and no one to help you. But anyway,
Nothing.
continue.
And so when we would be finally getting close, you would just be a little bit too excited. You needed to calm down a little bit. We'd put George Jones on, and me and Phil would sit there and listen to George Jones. Oh, I had those memorized. There was like 12 songs in there. I still turn on George Jones every once in a while.
Okay, let's put your memory to the test. What was the second
Oh,
song?
I couldn't even tell you any of the songs now.
Oh, okay. But you could then.
You could absolutely then. And even once in a while, some of them would come on and you're like, oh, I remember this song. And then you would just place where you were fishing on some of those places.
Oh, you can remember the
Places.
Oh, man.
Because you drove, everything
Yeah.
was so far apart. When we would drive from Anchorage up to Fairbanks, that's like a 6-7 hour drive.
Yes, that's
and it
a
looks like
grind.
it's an inch apart. So we would drive all over going to different spots. And you'd be like, play it again. All right, play it again. Because there was no radio station.
Yeah.
And sit there listening to the hum of the vehicle, like you'd fall asleep instantly.
No, I hear you on that one. You know what's interesting? So, I don't listen to country music a heck of a lot, but if I do, it's the 90s stuff. I can still remember certain times doing chores or what I was doing during chores when a song comes on. It's weird how music can just trigger a memory like
I don't know
that.
if I've ever heard this song. Hopefully there's no...
Yeah, get ready to cut this off,
All right,
please.
Hannah Wyke, we're
Hannah
going to
Wyke,
put you
if-
personally responsible if there's anything
Yeah,
bad
no
in this
joke.
song.
Hannah Wyke, if there's any kind of stuff
Blind
in this
melon.
music, what in the world? Okay, Hannah, this is pretty weird so far.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
This is so. What song are we listening?
Oh!
Okay,
I
fine.
got it. All right, this one's.
I can say. So what we're hearing is this is the Good Luck song, I guess. Which?
It's
main cut
working.
off? Yeah, I
Sun's
know, I
coming
saw
out.
it. Is that my life is pretty plain? Wow, the cops are just out in full force.
I agree.
saw a
Protecting our
truck-
streets.
No joke. There's a truck. That's like the third squad car I've seen. Interesting. All right, so you would say yes, Metallica, very influential,
Absolutely.
impactful band. Definitely worth people to relook at. Now, what would you say is an overrated band? I'll start.
Overrated. Okay.
Overrated. Journey.
Journey? You don't know Journey?
Hot take.
Oh.
I think.
Oh,
then
that's
you
we're
know
going to
what-
get some hate mail over that one.
I know, and then I was gonna say the Beatles, but during the time they did their stuff, nobody else had those tunes, so that Beatles get a pass. I'm not a Beatles fan, but I can appreciate what they did. But Journey, no.
What's the movie that everybody forgets all the Beatles songs?
That's on Netflix.
What's that name of that
I
movie?
don't know what that one's called.
Whatever. Across the Universe? No. Yeah. Yes.
That's
Across
the
the
only
Universe?
movie that will ever admit that the Beatles, or try to make it sound like the Beatles
Everybody
are actually
forgets.
doing something.
Yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, see, and I don't think that movie is that factual because, quite honestly, if somebody was listening to the Beatles, they'd be like, "This sounds ridiculous." Yeah, it's just
I don't know.
No, thank you.
I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. You know, not that it's very believable, but I really, really like that movie.
Okay, so that's something to check out.
Yes.
Okay, but so I don't know. So what's your overrated band? I dropped the big one.
Oh, Journey. That is just rough
And that really,
on those
I'm sorry if
guys.
it hurts your feelings. And you know what? It's catchy tunes, but I just I I just don't see the impact. You can have good music, but are you impactful? It's kind of like saying, like, hey,
They're just people trying to make a living here. Just writing songs.
It's kind of like
going-
saying, like, no, Limp Bizkit was influential too because he had good tunes. No. It's Eminem. Get out of here.
Yes, I do agree.
You can
with that
appreciate the Limp Bizkit music, but he wasn't impactful. Limp Bizkit's
one. I
like,
know. It's small step,
I should
small
s-
step.
yeah. All right, so let's hear it.
So, there's the bands that everybody loves to hate. So there's like the Nickelbacks.
Which I don't get. I enjoy Nickelback.
I agree. But all of their music basically sounds the same. Like you can put some of their songs, it's basically the same background music with a few separate words. None of it makes sense. So they know the beat that everybody likes, and they just kind of keep playing that song over and over.
Okay, I get. Okay,
And
but
so if you went back to that area of like Journey, like I like Rush, but I don't like all the Rush songs.
there's some very good Rush songs, and then there's a
There's
lot
some
of like
very weird
skip
Rush
over it.
songs.
Singing about trees and the universe. Give me an R.
I
That's
don't
from
know,
Trailer
even
Park
like
Boys.
that far back, or even further up. Like I liked Aerosmith, like there early on. Later stuff was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I could put them in that little bit of overrated.
Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, for a recent one, I do agree. They're another one. All their songs sound about the same.
You know, that's not
But
even
different
fair.
lyrics on it.
The whole entire pop country genre, all these singers from 2008 to current, completely overrated. So I'm not
who's
even gonna open that up.
overrated? Not that.
Eric
like-
Church.
Well, Eric Church.
I
is
love
really
Eric
good.
Church.
Not that I listen to a whole bunch of her music, just appreciate how much they write and how different all the songs are. Taylor Swift,
Yes. So
right there.
Taylor Swift got into some flack when she left country and she decided to do her own thing, and everybody's like, well, you're a sellout. You used your fandom to build you up where you are in country, and then you sweeped it away, and now you're going to exploit pop music. But no, you're right. She is reaching a point where her music is actually transcending its own genre. Like, it's reaching a whole nother level, and she writes her own stuff.
And she needed to at least breach out to have a little bit more beat coming to it. Because if you don't have twang coming into it, like they kind of give you a little bit of grit.
Well, think about the pressure that, if you ever see behind the scenes, and that information's all out there, about how these country artists kind of feel like, kind of get forced and penned in of what kind of music they can play. They kind of look at the algorithms of what Google searches are going on and then on everybody's social media pages, and then they create like a word diagram. Here are the top 10 words. Here are the top 3 themes that are going on, and then they make these writers generate that. So that's why all these country musics sound the same. So like if you're like a creative artist, yeah, you would get frustrated with that and you would want to leave. Or if you're just like, hey, I'm just here to make money. If people are going to buy the album,
That's exactly right. You can't discredit some of these guys. Even like the Nickelbacks. They sell a lot of albums. There you go.
I think this is edited.
I hope so.
I like the song "Burn It to the Ground." John Henry said, like, hey, when anybody doesn't like Nickelback, this is the song I play.
Yep, play it
And I'm
for 'em.
like, you know what? I love him again because it's a good song. John Henry said that when it's like 2 a.m. and he needs to pound out 40 more acres, this is the song he's turning
yes,
on.
and he's not wrong. So I just Googled real quick, like overrated bands, and I disagree with almost all of these. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, I listen to them almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, why are they overrated? Nirvana?
And
the
Foo
Fighters?
I agree.
Okay, Dave Matthews Band, I can agree with that.
Jimi Hendrix?
But the way he got
AC/DC?
upset. U2?
Yeah, I could see that.
U2 does great humanitarian work, but no, I would disagree with Jimi Hendrix, Nirvana, Foo Fighters completely. Look what Nirvana.
I don't know. I really like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know what it is. As of like the last couple months, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I can't get.
I can't get enough of it. It changed into my new wake-up song. When I wake up in the morning, that's what plays. I love me some Red Hot Chili Peppers.
You know, I can tell you what. I'm in a weird spot. I don't have one specific genre. Like, there's a song by Primus I like to listen to. It's I'm not gonna say the title. It's a little bit, meh. But then this is one I never heard of this band.
Nope.
Adaro Warrior, Skillet. I like listening
Yeah.
to them. I do have Limp Bizkit on there. Eminem. I love listening to Eminem. Dr. Dre. I love that stuff. But you know what? Then I also have like a bluegrass list where I have all these bluegrass. They call it swamp music, like it's folk music, but from Louisiana.
Right.
Where it's like that swampy twang music.
Yeah, something with a banjo in
Yeah,
it.
and they have like the steel guitar, and then they'll have like a little bit of electric. You could not ask for a better combination. Great music. So I have like the weirdest playlist. And
That
my
is
kids-
odd.
Yeah, my kids are all confused, and they're like, "Dad, can you just pick something consistent?"
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the one that I never could understand people getting into it, because I don't know if I like any of their songs, is Kiss. I don't know if I could listen
I
and make
couldn't
it all
tell
the way
you one
through.
Kiss song. I can tell you what they look like.
Well,
I can tell
they
you
did
it's-
good marketing. That's all marketing right there.
Hey, if you're gonna paint yourself up like a skunk and then have a really super long tongue, you go for it. You wear those high heels and boots up to your knees. So we're reaching 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And Wade, here's your cloud system that's drifting overhead. Hopefully.
So those would be some cumulus nimbus clouds.
Neil,
floating over the top of
are you
us.
okay? Neil's following along. Okay, Wade, go ahead. So we see some like
All right.
that faint blue that you see like in that ice, that when the light doesn't penetrate off in the distance.
Yep.
So then we see like the cumulus looking stuff. Take us through it.
All right, so we've got cumulus nimbus coming on the one that actually has got some formations to it. Usually what we end up seeing is that as the storm cell is building, we'll see what's called an anvil cloud.
Yes.
And so hot air rises, cold air sinks.
And that's where it's really flat and sharp on the bottom, and
then it
goes
rises up, all right? Because the hot air is pulling the moisture up, and it's gathering moisture from all of the different layers. Because obviously you go a little bit colder as you keep going up. But fun fact out of here. So, did you know? Obviously, snowflakes. Then not one of them is the same.
Every single one is unique,
Right, but they all have the same basic components to it. All right, they've got a dead center,
and
then
they're
they've got-
cold.
Correct, and they're cold, frozen ice particles off of it.
They're little.
But ice cannot form unless it has something to build off of. And so the center of every one of those tiny little snowflakes coming out of there is either a piece of dust or a piece of bacteria.
No way.
Yes. So literally when you're out there underneath there catching snowflakes on your tongue, bacteria. Right on your tongue.
But it takes
So for some of the diseases, that you get in crops and plants and stuff like that, it could literally be raining on people.
Oh
but
my gosh.
It literally is raining bacteria and fungus on these coming from these rain clouds. So up above here, there's
Look at Neil.
hundreds and thousands of pounds
Oh man.
of bacteria and fungus floating around those clouds just waiting to get rained down on these folks.
Wow.
That's how we get transition of movement of these diseases.
How about that, huh?
All right, so we do have word that Colby and Spencer are putting back on their pads, slightly moist. They should be drying off slightly. I'm sure they don't have very many hair dryers in there, but
What do we
should
call
be
it?
coming out on the
Hornet
field.
watch.
Hornet watch.
No. Football watch. So now, there was a time in high school and in college I could rattle off all the clouds, but I've completely forgotten them. So now, there's the ones where you're getting a severe storm. It has like that bubbly.
Those
Look
are
to
the
it.
cumulus.
Yeah,
because
but why
they're
would they-
accumulating.
Yeah, I know. So why
moisture.
did they So you see it where they bubble
Yes.
at the bottom.
Do you know why they bubble on the
That's
bottom?
what I'm asking. Yeah.
All right, so they'll bubble on the top slightly, but mostly on the bottom. So you'll look underneath that bottom of the face of the cloud, and you'll have these little spikes where it's got like the bubble formations off it. That's hot air trying to rise through the cloud, but the moisture is so dense that it won't let that hot air rise through it.
So it just sits there and
It
churns.
pushes against it, and that push creates the formation. Because think of it as like a hole in the ground where water's running. It wants to run down that hole. Same thing when it pushes into the cloud. If it's got a divot, the hot air will try to rise around that, and so you'll get these formations of these bubbles where the hot air is trying to push
Crazy.
through that cold cloud.
Hey, and look at that. Enough of that cloud talk. We are back out onto the
All right,
field.
Andrew Jeske being the first one on the field here.
And look at him
plowing
taking
away.
his jogs. Yes.
He's really tall. 2 strides, he's already clearing 5 yards. That kid is tall. 6'2", 200 pounds. Andrew Jeske leading the.
So you almost. Yeah, go ahead.
No, just leading the Colby Hornets back out onto the field. The kids look energized. I think that in 6 minutes and 30 seconds we should get the Star Spangled Banner, and we are going to rush this game through.
So somebody would ask, like, hey, why didn't you push this for, like, another game or another day, like Saturday or something? It is so hard. So hard lining up not just your sideline crew, scheduling buses, but, like, refs to get them enough to commit. So when I was down there, Wade, and I was getting my names, by rights, they need 1 or 2 more people. There's 5 refs. You want to have 6. Sometimes they'll have like a spare 7. But then they even said to me, they said, do you know any refs? And I chuckled, and they're like, we're serious. They're like, we could really use like other crew. And they said like they're getting stretched out thin. So that goes to that whole big, it's almost national now. There's this huge need because of the growing absence of people who volunteer to be referees.
And it's a great put on. These guys aren't making very much money doing this. Like it's
pure love of the
pure
sport.
love of the sport, and bless their hearts for doing it, because getting screamed at, constantly on both sides.
Yes.
Like it's
one
a
thing
rough
that you
position.
get yelled at by like coaches, but then you have the element of like the rowdy parent, not just dads, rowdy moms.
Everybody's rowdy.
Are you a rowdy mom? You calm down. So. Welcome back to the party. Game is gonna start here in 5 minutes.
You're gonna get an update on Max
I don't know.
Krebs here.
Be a deeper than. We don't see Spencer. We see Colby. We have a rocket sighting. Neil, you can't see because you can't turn your camera, but I can swivel my head. And they are there. So going into this down the ramp, through the gate, we're going to have a football game here.
We're totally going to have a football game.
Not to complain, where's my cheeseburger? Nobody ever brings me a cheeseburger. Ever,
got some
ever,
cheese
ever.
curds here.
Yeah, I know we got the cheese curds.
You know what goes really good is in Spencer, the A&W. Fantastic establishment.
Number 53 is Landon. Yes. It might be the restaurant of our generation. A&W. When somebody says, do you want to get a Papa Burger? If that person says no, then you need a new friend.
That's exactly right.
A&W is like, that's the promised land. You want to eat a burger and you feel okay putting all that cholesterol into your system, that's when you say like, Papa Burger, please.
I can't tell you how many Monday nights, not eating all day, I rush back from volleyball, I get done, and at 8:59, I'm going through that drive-thru, and they're like, sir, we will proudly serve you. We close at 9, whatever you want. Yes. They are great people at that establishment.
Oh, man.
Even when they got to stay just a little bit extra late.
So, yeah, hey, this is unsolicited. This is unprompted. Great, huge shout out to A&W crew there in Spencer. It's a new facility. I believe it's barely 2 years old. Great run operation. Menu like any other A&W, but like you're right, prompt service, eager to serve.
They're there.
You are in and out, and not because it's a small line. I've been in there where it's like 8 cars deep, and they rifle through people, and that order is always great.
I agree. That is a great Spencer housing to the community.
Chicken sliders are delicious. You can't just go wrong. This is that song I was talking about before that I really enjoy. You'll hear the good parts of it. So anyway, in case you're watching from home, maybe you're in your garage, the game is definitely on. It's right here. It's right now. So this is going to be good.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock here, and we'll get the Star Spangled Banner, and they are going to start playing immediately.
Neil, remember you said, like, hey, you guys, if you can't fill up a half-hour slot, don't feel like you need to? Boom. Roast it.
We might start the pregame 2 hours before the next game.
If somebody says you can't do it, I say, phooey on that. I drink your milkshake. Granted, it was an unorthodox conversation of trips to Alaska, memories about songs, genres we enjoy. And then to top it off, call formations. But man, wow, look at that in the distance that way. That is incredible. That is
Hopefully
a
it stays
beautiful
clear
sunset.
because it looks like there is something behind it.
Makes you stronger. I think I'm going to have this timed out just right. So my warm-up is exactly 40 minutes. So then I just guessed to see how this is going to end. So we'll see. Oh, listen to this part. Drum roll. I love that. I don't think they can hear it through the mic set.
Ay, ay, ay. Hopefully
That
we
gives
get
you
this
football
off. It
spirit.
looks like it's going to get nipped right below us. So maybe we'll get lucky that storm cell is going to go above us and below us. But it's going to be tight.
Thank you, Highway 29. You're going to split.
Hopefully it does. All right, with 46 seconds left on the clock here, Matt's going to prep here to get ready for the national anthem, and we're going to get this thing moving along.
Hey, Neil, was there any feedback when I was talking in the mic, into these two mics at all, or not really? Was there any feedback when I had both mics going?
Not on my end. You guys are like ahead of me. You guys are about halfway, 45 seconds behind.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
You guys late.
All right, Scrapper. I'm going to steal my binoculars here.
Hey, are they actually going to start this?
I can't see why not. Looks like they're heading to the bench. We've got
yeah, so-
5, 4.
Well, I got 30 seconds left for the fight song, so we'll see if they actually get out of here. Here's your
How
Colby Hornets.
fantastic. We might get this thing going.
All right, this is when we cue in the Colby crowd to start clapping.
All right, they're really getting into it. The crowd is on their feet clapping.
Yeah, not in unison, it looks like.
Nope, nobody.
Everybody's so waterlogged.
Come on. All right, we've got enough school spirit for the rest of them up here. All right, well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Colby, home of the cheese and your Colby Hornets. We begin our conference matchup. We ask you to please rise if you are able, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag located just beyond the scoreboard as we honor our country and those defending our... Nope.
Game has been canceled.
Sorry. Sounds good. Okay.
All right.
Well, this is going to be interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the game has been called off. There's just way too much lightning on the horizon, and it just doesn't want to quit. So the game is going to be played here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. is kickoff. So come back. Well, you're going to have to put the alarm on earlier. So tomorrow the game is Saturday here at Colby Field, Hornet Field here at Colby, Wisconsin. 10 a.m. is going to be the kickoff, so put that in your schedules. No inclement weather will be impeding for that one. So once again, we can't control the weather. We're glad you came out here, so bring that same gusto. We're going to start this game tomorrow at 10 a.m.
What? 10 a.m. tomorrow?
Yes.
Are they going to have like the 2011 thing tomorrow yet?
What do we got going on tomorrow?
I'm not sure either.
All right, so folks, you heard it here once and now twice here. The game is going to be played tomorrow at 10 a.m., which is Saturday. We're just checking the schedule here. How fantastic. It's going to be a full day tomorrow. All right, so thank you for attending here, and we are just finishing up right now. They are clearing the field. Everybody is safely inside.
That sounds good.
All right, well, we are just closing up here. We're going to put the windows back on, bracing for another storm cell coming in here.
All right, so yeah, so the game is going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're not sure. I tried to give head coach a phone call to see. I imagine he is a wave of emotions right now, so probably doesn't want to talk to me too much. So we don't know if we're going to be doing the commemoration for the 2011 state championship squad. I'm guessing that I'm going to try to see if I could seek out Jeff Rosemeyer and Hagen after the fact. We'll stay in touch. On Focus will give us an alert on their respective Facebook pages as well as us on the Hornets Nest. So, Neil, where are we at for viewership? You're all done with your thing? Yeah. So, hey, thanks. Okay,
So it'll be nothing new, just talking to ourselves here.
you going to be here for tomorrow or no?
I believe so. That is up to Steven. I don't think
All right, so On Focus is going to figure out if they're going to be back up here for tomorrow. They'll update to see if we're going to be doing this live broadcast. But yeah, Wade, are you going to be around?
Yeah, yep, I just checked my schedule, cleared everything off. CUDA game is in the evening. By 5. Oh, really?
We
I
gotta
got
be there by
5
3.
p.m.
But anyway, so stay tuned to On Focus page to see if we're going to be doing a live broadcast here.
All right,
We'll
well,
be
it's
here.
gonna be a busy
So
day.
you can check us out on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry that we had this inclement weather. Actually, what am I apologizing for? I didn't do this weather.
That's exactly right, and we gave you a bunch of extra.
Yeah, and well, hopefully me and Wade entertained you enough. Hopefully you learned something. Thank you so much for tuning in. On Focus, thanks so much for coming up here, taking time to sit up, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, thanks.